Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
John Paul Jones on Oregon. Best bassist of all time. Showing how much range he has. Instrumentally. Maybe we should change into the night to into the evening. Or in the evening. Hell no. That's not going to happen. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. More on that in a minute. How about Jalen Carter, 25 years of age, a record-setting $106 million guaranteed. That is over the next 4 years in Philly. 4 years, 152 mil, up to 160 million if he reaches all of the incentives. 38 million a year is the average. The reason why I mention that, yeah, he's a dog. But a lot of Vita Vea conversations going on. And we had one last night. Now, there's a 6-year age difference between Vea and Carter, right? Vita Vea is 31. Vita Vea is a very good football player. I mean, Jalen Carter right now is absolutely positively in the prime of his career. Is Vita Vea over the hill? Well, I still think he's got 1, 2, 3 good years in him, just my opinion. But he's going to want a ton of money. Now, he's not going to get $38 million a year, but right now he's making $17 million. What's it going to cost to get him? Because a lot of Jaguars fans responded to this last, during yesterday's program, and I'm already getting some questions on it right now. I will say this, the latest odds, it's not a company that spends coin on this very radio station, so I'm not going to give the source, but trust me, it is credible. The Rams, 1-1. Can you imagine if the Rams got him and brought back Aaron Donald? I mean, should we even have a season? Should we just cancel the season and not even play football? The Chargers, 2-1. 49ers 4-1, and then Vegas 6-1. Now that comes right from his mouth. Vita Vea yesterday said, that's it. I want out of Tampa. I want to go to California, or I want to go to Las Vegas. That some would say is another great Led Zeppelin song. Going to California. Detroit 8-1. The Commanders, Houston. So anyway, you go way, 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 way down. You got to get to 66-1 for Jacksonville. They're like in the mid-20s. So they're not even on the radar right here. And I know you could say, well, who cares? That's Las Vegas. They can do whatever they want. Do they really know? Well, yeah. Most times they do know exactly what is going on. So, what's it going to cost on the other side for any one of these organizations? Right? I mean, is he going to hold out? Is he not going to report? Is he's going to have to pay a hefty fine? That is going to be the case. But, that's the other side of it. So there's really 3 things here. You got to make a trade. Then you got to believe that you can redo a deal with him. And Jacksonville proved that a year ago very successfully when they acquired Jacoby Myers. And it took about, 3 weeks to a month in order to get that contract extension done. And everyone knew that Myers wanted a new contract, but he didn't come in with a bad attitude about it, right? There's one thing to want. There's another to pull a Jalen Ramsey. And I'm not talking about, faking the back injury, but just all of a sudden become miserable and become a detriment to the football team. That's what Jalen did. Jalen isolated himself from everyone when he didn't get the bag. Instead, of course, Miles Jack did. Just a disaster, an awful mistake made by one of the former regimes here in Duval. So that's number one. Number two is, can you get a deal done? I mean, we talk about the Parker Washington contract all the time. With some of these wide receivers and some of the deals that they got during the offseason, and, we discussed it. I felt like so many of these wide receivers were absolutely overpaid. It was almost ridiculous, in my opinion, especially, a couple of those guys in Green Bay, some of the contracts that they actually got. It just didn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense to me, but that's today's NFL, and that's the market. The more time that does go by, the more money, you are going to be able to command in the open market. And the same thing now does apply, absolutely, when it comes to what is happening with Vita Vea. So I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, I just don't. And then, of course, number three would be, what are you going to give up in order to get him? How much is he going to command in the open market? I'm looking at this here. Jaden Reed got 50.5 over 3 years, $20 million guaranteed. Rashid Shaheed got what? $51 million over 3, 34.7 guaranteed. And Christian Watson, who's never caught more than 600, never had more than 620 receiving yards in his career. In Green Bay, got 4 years, $110.5 million, $31 million of that guaranteed. Another 27.5, which will be very easy to hit with escalators. And that's where Parker Washington's looking. That only helped his market. Same's going to happen here with all of these defensive tackles. That includes Devon Hamilton, who will be a free agent at the end of the year. Speaking of big guys in the middle, that's my first interview coming up after practice in the morning. I am looking forward to the conversation with rookie Albert Regis, third-round pick out of Texas A&M, 6'1", 295. He is listed as, I think he's a little bit bigger than that. We'll see. It'll be very easy to lose weight out at the Miller Electric Center. All right. Car accidents, they're all over the place. Some very highly documented, including the very latest here with Kyle Shanahan. Okay, he admits he's careless. He admits he was looking for his phone. Others says he's on his phone, whatever it may be. The victim is usually the one that gets hurt the most, right? Both mentally and physically. And there are so many times where you're on the receiving end of it. Then all of a sudden you're lost. You're all alone. You don't know what to do. You don't feel as though you can call a firm because it's going to cost too much money up front. Not at the Alexander Law Practice, okay? There is absolutely no retainer fee. There's no consultation fee. There's no out-of-pocket money at all. So go online, Alexander Law Practice, check out everything that is there for you, and then you get an opportunity to talk with Rick Alexander, okay? He is deeply involved with each and every one of his clients, and that is so important because that is the way he wants to do things here in Jacksonville. He's got that old school appeal. Tell him what happened. Your car may be totaled. You may be physically beaten up. You may not be able to work. There are so many questions that you have. You need legal guidance. You need support. Alexander Law Practice. Check him out online. That is your best bet. Again, you'll never come out of pocket. Never at all. Okay? Alexander Law practice. Let's bring in Ryan O'Halloran. He comes to us on the other side. There's a lot to get into. Let's get O'Halloran's opinion on the injury to Cole Van Lannon. And again, he did talk with Liam Cohen about how different things are in just 1 year with Trevor Lawrence. Really want to dive into that. And let's be honest, everything else is certainly a storyline, and there's many with this football team. But this club's going to go as far as Cohen and Lawrence takes them. That's what it's about. That is the NFL, having a great quarterback. What are the expectations this year? All of that's coming up right here on Into the Night.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials' local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Everybody loves what's happening at Beard's Diamonds this month. Up to 40% off store-wide at their annual Christmas and July sale. But you need to hurry. The event ends at the end of the month. Hurry in to see all the amazing deals, up to 40% off, and that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants. This is the annual store-wide sale that everybody loves because you get December prices like Christmas. If you're getting engaged this summer, now's your chance to get a bigger, better quality diamond. Or maybe it's time to treat yourself to a fabulous fashion ring, necklace, or bracelet. Don't forget, Beards is the town center's locally owned diamond superstore. Say hi to the Lupos when you go in. Don't settle for the corporate chain store experience when you can get the value, service, and attention you deserve. Don't miss Christmas in July exclusively at Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. I say shop local, shop Beards Diamonds. Hurry, though, the offer ends at the end of July and will not be extended. Beards Diamonds.
A lot of plumbing companies around here, not local anymore. They got bought out. Different owners, different priorities, and you feel it when you call. But not at Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. No call centers, no corporate nonsense, just hardworking pros who show up, fix it right, and stand behind the job. From leaks to full pipe relining, make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, Ryan O'Halloran is our guest columnist with the Florida Times-Union. Also, his brand new show with Hayes Carline. That'll be Fridays, 4 to 6. I'll be joining those two once football gets underway. And we'll take in an extra hour. We'll go 4 to 7 once football and the games are officially here. Of course, training camp opens in the morning. It's over at the Miller Electric Center. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, Rick. And let's face it. Were you one of the 3 ACC media members to vote Florida State first?
If so, along with the others, my vote should be taken away permanently. Yeah, it's kind of like the SEC. Someone voted for Kentucky to win it.
Yeah. And then Stanford got a vote today, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I went off on this last week, and it is what it is. But, these votes need to be taken seriously. If not, they need to really look at, I take the Heisman Trophy vote that I've had for, a very long period of time very seriously. I know you voted on a bunch of things as well. It just baffles me that some people don't respect it.
Yeah, and like last week, Rick, I got an SEC ballot. I'm not qualified to rank those teams 1 through 16. I mean, if it was a division format, I'd probably have more of a puncher's chance, but I didn't want to dilute the process by turning in a ballot.
Yeah.
I probably would have had Florida higher than 9th, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there were many years where I didn't vote either, just for one reason or another, especially in the Atlantic Coast Conference, because once you got about midway through, it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, this is almost torture trying to do it. But all right, let's move along. Not a big surprise that it is the PUP list for Cole Van Lanen. I know you've asked a lot of people about it. You sat down with Liam Cohen. I guess the date would be September 13th in Cleveland. Right now, that's kind of a flip of the coin.
Yeah, and the way Liam spelled it out yesterday is definitely on PUP for the first couple of weeks. He said as coaches, we're not going to be with him for at least the first couple of weeks. Really the target date is the cutdown day, which is August 30th, because if he's on the 53, then he's eligible. If he's still on PUP, he's up for first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I imagine even if he hasn't practiced yet, they would put him on the 53-man roster. But now you're talking about you got basically 5 or 6 practices to get ready for the Cleveland Browns. I think you probably want to have him on the field a little bit before then, more later August. But I don't know if it was a red flag. I think they sort of knew this was going to come down to the wire a little bit, but just to hear them say it, it locked it in.
Yeah, I mean, a year ago at this time, we didn't even talk. I know I barely talked about Cole Van Lanen. Then all of a sudden, he just took off, beginning with that jumbo package and then getting 4 starts along the offensive line, every single one except for center. Okay, so it's Walker Little. Chuma Edoga is still here. How about Wyatt Milam? I mean, there's a chance that he could unseat Makari. I don't think that happened simply because he was a high-priced guy that this brass brought in a year ago. So I think they're going to give Makari every opportunity. But do we see cross-training here with Wyatt Milam? Does he get some left tackle reps?
That'll be interesting to see, because one thing about Milam is he's still a young player who didn't practice a lot last year through the first half. I would be more content on if you flip him around right and left guard, and I do the same thing with Pregnon. Left tackle, Edoga, probably be my second option there. If they feel like Milam can move around a lot and still maintain a rhythm at guard, which is where he would be needed the most, if Makari can't make it with the back injury he had last year. He says he's healthy. So I think once you get the pads on, that's when they will start experimenting. Because remember last year they did it a lot. They weren't throwing darts at the board, but it just seemed that way because they're just trying to find the right mix. And one thing for sure, I would leave Anton Harrison at right tackle. I would tell him, you're going to get every snap at this spot. You're our future current right tackle.
Ryan O'Halloran, our guest columnist with the Florida Times-Union. If you're not aware, training camp begins tomorrow morning at the Miller Electric Center. Brian Bacucci, this is really interesting to me. We all know he wanted him a year ago to Cohen. He had to wait for his contract to run out in Tampa. The Buccaneers did block that move a year ago. What do you think now? Is him the run game coordinator, working with Sean Surratt and everything else? How much schematically do you think a difference can be this year with this offensive line?
Yeah, Liam has a background with him. He played for Pacucci when he was the UMass offensive coordinator back in the day, so their history is significant. And I'm working on something on Brian's journey to Jacksonville. And one thing that Liam said yesterday was, sometimes as a play caller, you look at a run play, you're looking at the box, the defense, the 4 defensive linemen, the 3 linebackers, the 2 linebackers. Where Pacucci comes in and he looks at the whole picture, and it's okay. Or is the offense lined up right to block that safety? Well, that's something you don't think about as a layman. But also, I think he was with them in Tampa Bay when they ran it well. He was with them in Kentucky. So I think another set of eyes who's familiar with this run game and familiar with Liam Cohen as a play caller. I think Cohen does expect to make a difference.
You had a very interesting quote in the Florida Times-Union after your conversation yesterday with Liam. Cohen talks about how their relationship is much closer, so much more trust. But then he goes on to tell you, I want him to play by what he sees and how he sees it. Take us through that, including Liam's body language and everything, how expressive he was.
Well, at one point during the interview, he got up off the couch and did a couple of dropbacks. So he was into it. So that's for a story down the line. But that answer was produced out of a question that you look at Liam's power 4 in NFL play calling history. This is the first time he's had the same quarterback 2 straight years. And okay, what does that allow you to do for the next 6 weeks? And he gave the analogy that I didn't fit in there just yet. Was he goes, yes, the play calls for the ball to go to this player, but it doesn't have to. I mean, if you see something else better, take it. And I think that's a quarterback who's going to be playing more freer because of his familiarity. Liam said that when he's calling in the play during practice, he's not going to say as much. There's not going to be all these alerts and checks and multi-play calls, because he feels Lawrence has a handle on, the answers to the test if the defense gives him another look. So, I mean, just part of the natural maturation of the relationship between play caller and quarterback.
It's been a sporadic career for Lawrence, and there's plenty of excuses, plenty of reasons why it didn't get off to the right start, but he showed it in the second half of the season. So what do you believe here? If Jacksonville's going to make a run, he's got to be elite, and he's been inconsistent. He's made mistakes. It seems like he got away from those 2 things late in the season. What do you foresee this year with him?
Well, I think the floor has been raised for Trevor Lawrence. But you mentioned the word sporadic. He had a sporadic first half of last season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not
Sure.
that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him and Cohen used that bye week to really figure some things out. But you mentioned the inconsistency of his numbers. He was 16 yards. Great. He was 22nd in completion percentage. Granted, they had some drops. They didn't have that many drops. So one thing, I think the next step for Trevor Lawrence is, yes, they had success throwing down the middle of the field with Myers and Washington. You got to throw better outside the numbers. You got to make those safeties pay attention to the perimeter. That's where Brian Thomas comes in. It's where Travis Hunter when he's used, that's where he has to come in. So I think that's the next step for Lawrence, is throwing with accuracy throughout the entire width of the field.
Yeah. Going to be very interesting. I really think there's a chance there that he can maintain that. And, we will see. If so, it's going to make a whole world of difference for this football team. All right, Ryan, leave us with, what are you really looking for beginning tomorrow? What is something that, perhaps has your attention more than anything else?
Yeah, with no pads the first couple of days, it's going to be like an OTA practice. But tomorrow, I think a key thing, if the fans are there, is watching who participates. Chris Rodriguez, didn't see him at all. Jordan Lewis, didn't see him at all. Travis Hunter, same thing. Okay, if they're cleared for teamwork, what kind of work are they getting? I'm sure they'll be ramped up. And also, the offensive line stuff, how are they rotating in? weak side linebackers, same thing with Combs, Miller, maybe even Kaiser. So just a couple of things are top of mind before things really pick up next week.
Going to be, it's here. Whether you're ready or not, it is absolutely here. He is Ryan O'Halloran. Hey, he's got a brand new show here. It's called The Lead with Hayes Carline, 4 to 6 on Fridays. That's right. Frank Frangie is off on Fridays, and I'm going to join those two. Once football gets cranked up, we'll take the show up until 7 o'clock. Ryan, always a lot of fun. See you in the morning.
All right. See you tomorrow, Rick.
There he goes. Ryan O'Halloran. Good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. And, I thought that quote was very telling. I want to ask, and I'm glad to hear that Cohen was really that animated. He always is, but got off the couch and really talked about it. I mean, you look at how much this offense improved a year ago, and then, honestly, where it could go if everything comes together. And, I'm just trying to remember an offense that averaged 28 points a game. 28. Last year, they averaged 18.8, or in 2024. And still, there's so many things that you can get better at. I know I'm a broken record here, and I mention them all the time. But I'm saying it because if these things came together or do come together, you're talking about an offense that should average more than 30 points a contest. And I understand the negativity that they're facing. All right? 12 games on the road, a first-place schedule. It's going to be more difficult against those type of opponents. They proved last year they're a really good road team, right? Bad call by Travis Hunter in Cincinnati. Well, a 19-point fourth-quarter lead in Houston. And look at what they did last year in the road. All right, they got blown out in London. I know it's a home game, I guess. I mean, it's only 700,000 miles away from Jacksonville, but it's a home game. All right, they got clobbered there. I'll give it to you. But this is a good road team. No doubt about it. All right, good opportunity for you right now to load up with questions. 641-1010. That is the best way to join us on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us tonight on YouTube. Go to 1010XL into the night.
Sports sounds better on radio.
I love it. I love it.
You get the most live sports on 1010XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with Renewal by Andersen and get $250 off every window and door. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. With Renewal by Andersen, you're getting American craftsmanship, expert installation, and signature service. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. That's bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The swamp is hot. Coaching, recruiting, winning and losing. Catch the Gator Buzz on the Gator Report. Several times a week on 1010XL. Built by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right. Keeping Gator Nation in the loop.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Beaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a list of things you want to get done before football season begins. Make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the awesome man cave with a full bar. Closets by Design can customize the perfect entertainment space for you to gather for game days. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hick it here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
What's up, guys? It's official. The Dude Perfect Squad Games Tour is coming to a city near you. 22 cities across the U.S.,
including yours. Sunday, August 2nd in Jacksonville, Florida at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Brand new tour, brand new battle, bigger and better than ever.
Dude Perfect in Jacksonville on August 2nd.
Squad Games is officially coming into arenas.
Tickets and information at dudeperfect.com/tour.
The 2 best words in sports, Game 7.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship level service as a brand new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the Jags did make a move today. Actually, they made 2 moves. Corey Ballantyne is added to the roster. He's a DB. He's originally from Montego Bay. I've been there a few times, and I don't remember much of any of it there in Jamaica. It was from breathing in all that secondhand smoke, like going to a football game in the old black hole in Oakland. So he's from Jamaica, originally drafted by the Giants in the 6th round of the 2019 draft. 75 career games, 11 starts. And with the Giants, Jets, Lions, Packers, Patriots, and Cowboys. So there you go. Dane Jackson, a DB, has been placed on the reserve retired list. So a move made today by the Jaguars. 91 players because of the situation that they do internationally. So it's not a 90-man roster. It's a 91-man roster. And what we know right now is only one will not be participating tomorrow. That is Cole Van Landen, who's on the PUP. Be very interesting to see what they do as far as the reps with Travis Hunter. I expect him to be active and practicing, but maybe not get as much burn as people expect. Chris Rodriguez is going to be fascinating to me. I thought there was a good chance he would land on the PUP. The fact that he's not there is absolutely encouraging. Don't know, again, how active he'll be tomorrow. We'll see. And then Jordan Lewis is a nickel. All right? Really not involved in anything during the offseason. But that's it. I mean, this is a healthy football team. All you got to do is look around. What were you telling me today? There's already 5 guys who went down today in San Francisco.
I almost made the joke 5 plus the coach. But
Very good.
They already got 5 non-contact guys.
Right.
And so the internet's doing what the internet does best, which is basically got to move that substation, man. Can't keep practicing near that substation.
No doubt. Absolutely. Yeah, these injuries are just awful, but it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you see these guys go down, they're out forever. I mean, I'm sitting around here waiting for, guys in Boston to come back and get ready and they've just been on the shelf forever, and it doesn't seem like they're ever going to get healthy. Been the case with the Braves. Yesterday they finally brought Acuna. Came off. I think he missed 39 games because of a hamstring. I believe that's what it was. The Yankees have been decimated. Look at the Dodgers right now. I mean, some of the best teams in baseball have been just kicked around with injuries. I guess I should say every sport except for hockey. They just find a way to get it done there. All right. Let's kind of want to get into this. We'll see if I do. We'll see how I feel in a couple of minutes. But I absolutely encourage you to get in and fire away, okay? And that's normal every night here on the program. But again, on the eve of camp, I have to imagine that there are plenty of questions that you are wondering about and you want answers to. I'll do my very best to do just that. 2 ways to join us on YouTube tonight. You can go there. That is 1010XL into the night. Also on our text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. The number is 641-1010.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, bring the best sports and entertainment talk to Jacksonville. Good luck, 1010XL. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom, who got rear-ended last year. Tom McMahon is here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial pound law or check out forthepeople.com.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day, your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers? I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's America's 250th, and Best Bet is celebrating all month long. Join us for America's birthday with exciting promotions, big jackpots, and over $700,000 in high hand giveaways throughout July.
And get ready for the Lips Poker Tournament Series, July 31st through August 2nd. Also in August, the return of the World Poker Tour with $1.5 million in guarantees.
Celebrate and win at Best Bet with nonstop poker action all month long. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clear water irrigation
and drainage too.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Jaguars training camp coming up tomorrow morning. Should be good stuff, no doubt about it. It's a healthy football team. It's a better football team, roster-wise, than it was a year ago. All right? Younger, faster, no question about it. And you know, you look at the offensive and defensive scheme, everybody returns. Everything should be in order. It should be totally different from 1 year ago, in my opinion. Teaching, sure, but not as much of it. Learning the offense, it's adding to the offense. Same with the defense. I mean, just look at all the exotic blitzes this football team had a year ago and how many things that they changed around. And, you know, Devin Lloyd had an unbelievable year, but arguably the best training camp battle last season was him and Ventrell Miller. Now Ventrell Miller, with 11 career starts, has that opportunity in a contract year to really be dominant off the ball as a linebacker. So there's so many different ways to look at it. And to me, it's going to be a blast. All right, let's grab some of your feedback here as we roll into this Tuesday night, 9247 Ballou. Rick, change the name of the show to Edge of the Night, paying tribute to the old TV soap opera my mom used to watch in the afternoon in the 60s. Don't know if I'm going to do that. How about Heart of the Night, though, by Poco? That's a song that is written about New Orleans. And they say New Orleans in the song, not Nolans or New Orleans. Nuh-uh. They say New Orleans. 8921, Slicky Ricky, what'd it do? Diehard Jag Knoll, this is from the 8921. Talk to me about Malachi Marshall, quarterback for FSU. Nah, not right now. I'm in way too good of a mood. I mean, you just handed me a non-alcoholic beverage, bro. There's just no way. Best of luck, Florida State. I'll get to you in time. 4016, Ballou. Quinn Allen is a mid to late 1970s Preston Pearson with the Cowboys. Man, he was great. Preston Pearson both played for Pittsburgh and Dallas. A lot of people remember Drew Pearson, no relation. But Preston Pearson was in the backfield, you know, I want to say prior to Tony Dorsett, and was there with Robert Newhouse. Maybe the biggest thighs in the history of the game outside of Earl Campbell. That was a great era of running the football, wasn't it? I mean, that was just a totally different style of football back in the 70s. Earl Campbell was an absolute beast. And, you know, I've mentioned it late last week. Look, Quinn Allen, 64 receptions, 521 yards, 4 touchdowns, his last season at Syracuse. That is the most receptions by any running back that particular year. And, you know, I mention this all the time as well. You look at third down snaps last year. I remember interviewing Allen back during OTAs. He wasn't even aware of the fact that he had the most third down snaps on the team at running back. At least that's what he told me. He had 146 snaps last year on third down. ETN had 52, Tootin with 19. So it feels like, Rodriguez is not a pass catcher, although Liam had him at Kentucky and the most receptions he's ever had in one single season, college or pro, was that year at Kentucky. So that's not his bread and butter. But, I always look at, and timing is everything. Maybe you pick the right spot. Hear what I'm saying? Crucial time. First down, second down. Be surprised if Rodriguez is on the field in third down situations, although he did play some third down in D.C., and maybe he gets an opportunity because he is a quality running back when it comes to yardage after contact. So maybe he does get some burn on third down. But when you hear that, he can't catch. And we saw that with Tank Bigsby, who literally had feet for hands, right? Isn't that when you sneak one in when no one thinks it's going to happen? All of a sudden, you throw him the ball. You work on that time and again and time and again. I remember them trying to do that with Rock Armstead as well. I expect Trevor to elevate over 4,500 yards this year, passing around 40 TDs and near over 100 passer rating. I love everything that you said there, but I'm gonna tone down the passing yardage a little bit, only because I think this football team is going to increase with rushing yards. And Warren Sharp had it on Twitter like a week and a half ago, or it may even have been before I went away on vacation. Jacksonville was third best in the NFL last year, taking offensive snaps with the lead. Think about what that means. They know how to win. They know how to get things done with the lead, right? Unlike 2018 when they had the lead at New England, and I can't even believe Nate Hackett has a job after it was criminal how coward he was in those offensive plays with him and Doug Marrone in New England. Learning how to win is important. Knowing how to get it done with the lead is important. What's the best way to take the clock? Ask any team in the NFL not named the Atlanta Falcons. Run the football. You run the football, what happens? Tick, 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 tick. So 4,500 yards, I'm going to say no, only because I expect there to be an increase in rushing yardage this year. 84-46, lights out with Rick. Kind of like that. Look at 17-29. I got to stack pads again. I mean, you people, I don't know if maybe I sound ignorant and that's it. But you people try to sneak stuff by me all the time. And this is where I come up big. All right. Let's go with Rogi Vachon tonight, stacking the pads. Let's go with the fearless one who never wore a goalie mask. How about Eddie Jockman stacking pads? How about the man who replaced him and John Davidson, who also became a broadcaster for years in New York City? 93-18, do you think the Jag fans will get priced out of tickets when the renovated stadium opens? I was looking at a ticket while limited seating, and there's almost double for the same section I normally sit in. Thanks. I really don't do the ticket deal. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. We had someone yesterday was saying that he didn't like the fact that there's a lot of talk about buying tickets now and that there's still tickets available because he thought Pittsburgh was going to come in here and gobble up half them. I know that times are tough for many, and getting a ticket to the game is expensive. Going to anything that is entertainment, whether it's a game, concert, no matter, it costs a ton of money. I don't really follow that. I was a season ticket holder when my daughters were here and went to the games for a few years when I was the sideline reporter. I don't have season tickets. I don't need them. I don't. But I'm not. There may be others at the station. I'm not the guy or gal. Not because it's Saturday night and I become a gal. It's because we have gals here at the radio station. Outstanding ladies at the radio station. Maybe they know, or maybe some other guy knows. I don't. 35-25. If the Jags sign Vea, then he leaves via free agency. Would the Jags get a compensatory pick? Yeah, I believe so. I don't think there's... Yeah, they had Greg Newsome. I think they're getting a compensatory for Newsome. I want to say next year they get picks for Etienne, Lloyd, and Newsome. Compensatory picks. Good question. I mean, look at these questions that are coming in. I mean, people are like, it's not nothing about, the game or seating and price of tickets, compensatory picks. I mean, that compensatory pick wouldn't even come into play until April of 2028. Here we are on the eve of camp. There you go. No question is a bad question. 64.93. But my guess is $27 million a year, the average for Vita Vea. Okay. How are they going to come up with that money? Now, you can front load it with a bonus, but then again, I would assume that they'd allow him to play out this year at his current $17 million. That's the average. We went through it yesterday. The salary cap figure is over $20 million. Right now, I'm thinking it's a foolish pipe dream. I am. Now, what is good is knowledge. And Liam Cohen was there in 2024. Brian Bacucci goes up against him all the time. As an offensive line coach, he goes up against what? The defensive line. So I'm just saying the nuances here. I mean, everything that Jacksonville talks about that's different from what I've ever heard before when it's ecosystem and loving the game of football and being intangibly rich, whatever the book is on Vea, they know it. And again, Father Time says he's 31. How much money do you want to give him? And, there's some other things they got to get done, too. Parker Washington, to me, is the ultimate team player. And he understands this is a business. And for all we know, these talks with Parker Washington have been ongoing and they've been fluid, for the past year. And it's just a matter of finally agreeing upon a deal. That's the one surprise for me before camp is that this deal didn't get done. I thought Parker Washington would get done. And it still may in camp. But with that said, you also have to be, concerned about how are things going to go if all of a sudden you bring in this guy and sign him to a future contract where the guy playing next to him is in the final year of his deal, in Devon Hamilton. The guy playing next to him as well is in the final year of his contract, in Eric Armstead. Parker Washington, we all believe, is waiting on a contract. You've got Ventrell Miller. You've got Antonio Johnson. You've got a couple of offensive linemen that you can make the case about. I would assume you're at least 1 year away on Anton Harrison. You've exercised that 5th year, which is a team-only option that applies to first-rounders only. All right. Cole Van Lannon, I'm one of those who believes that Ezra Cleveland. I'm one of those who believes, since you're asking about compensatory picks in 2028, I'll go as far as to say I expect the starting guards next year to, be Wyatt Milam and to certainly be Emmanuel Pregnon. I do. I also think I think there's a good chance Jonah Monheim could be your starting center in 2027. So you got all of that to consider. Cap right now sits at $301.2 million, and that cap's going to go up. According to overthecap.com, Jacksonville right now, presently, with everyone signed, just over $8 million. Again, they are eating a lot. They're eating $54,798,000. Means nothing to you, nothing to me. It does mean something to the $301 million salary cap, though. All right? You're taking $50 million. That's about 1/6 of it. Gone. $54 million. Nearly $55 million. I tell you what. You want to curve your appetite if you're heading home? Let me give you these three figures. They're paying Tyson Campbell $19,520,000. They're paying Gabriel Davis $14,600,000. They're paying Greg Newsome II $7 million.
Gator Nation, this is your home for Gator Talk. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
It feels like every home services company in Jacksonville has been bought out by some big out-of-town firm, but not Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. We're still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. That means no call centers and no corporate runaround when you call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Just experienced pros who live here, work here, and stand behind every job. From simple leaks to full pipe relining, you're getting real solutions from a team that actually cares about the community we all live and work in. Make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjax.com.
I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville. And Sullivan, you love the beach and you love to ride. So tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line: Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
So if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
If you only knew what Oh No.
Tell me something I don't know.
Catch the man who knows Jacksonville football. John Osher. Weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Who played keyboards on the song Let It Be by the Beatles? The answer coming right up.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
He played a lot of keyboards on Beatles songs. Billy Preston played on Let It Be.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That's good music right here. This is love making music. Back of your mom's station wagon type of music. Poco. Good stuff. The Kyle Shanahan story with the cell phone is really unusual. And he's all of a sudden receiving all of this praise because he called the beat writers in today and said it wasn't the other individual's fault, which previously had been reported. He said it was his fault. He swerved into another lane. He was looking for his cell phone that fell between the seats. Significant accident. 40 stitches, broken nose, 3 broken ribs, concussion, broken hand. I mean, Kyle Shanahan right now is in the concussion protocol in San Francisco. But it's like he's being rewarded now for telling the truth. And again, I'm totally on the outside of all this, but I don't know if I agree with that, or perhaps my issue is more with the protection of this story, right? I mean, there's certain guys who get pulled over. Look at any guy who plays football at Georgia, all right? And we're going to know about it almost immediately. I can think of some really, really high-profile situations where athletes and coaches get pulled over, and we hear about it almost the moment it takes place. And it's supposed to be public record, right? And I've heard that back and forth, that it wasn't public record, that it was and again, I don't know. I really haven't gone that deep into it, but it smells fishy. It smells, I don't want to say as far as a cover-up, but I don't know. And again, if so, this is the second time this summer that we've seen national members of the media, the very best at what they do, ignore a story because it's personal. Diana Rossini is all about that. I mean, the Schefters and the Glazers and all those, I mean, they didn't talk about it. They just ignored it. Okay? In this thing here as well. I don't get it. And I have a feeling that right now there's people that are digging. And we'll eventually find that. And the big part of all this was he looking for a cell phone? Or was he on his cell phone? Was he actually texting or doing whatever? I don't know. I'm glad he's getting better, but I find it really kind of weird when I go on Twitter and I say, oh, you know, Kyle Shanahan deserves all this credit for owning up to the story. And I'm like, okay. Could have fooled me. Let's get back to some of your stuff here. I did want to, today was a big day. We talked about Jalen Carter. Speaking of just awful incidents with vehicles, we all remember what happened with him at Georgia. He gets 4 years, $152 million. Okay, $106 million. Well, you know, Jeffrey Simmons, Jalen Carter, doesn't matter what you do. You can punch women, you can be in car accidents, and, you know, what? It doesn't matter. You play football, we're going to find a spot for you. That's this league. And everyone loves it. But 99.999% of us, same situation, we're done. Close the box. Fire dirt right on top. I mean, we are done. Not these guys. They're getting the highest paid contracts in football. They can play. Denzel Ward, 2 years, $62.2 million in Cleveland. Oh, my goodness. Brian O'Neill, right tackle, Minnesota. 4 years, $96 million. So, there still is an opportunity here for Parker Washington to get done. That's the reason why I wanted to mention that. Camps opening all across the NFL. He had 3 enormous signings. Others are available. Ayuk, Vita Vea. There'll be more that'll come forward with that as well. 88-52. Rick, mark my words, Tootin will be the biggest surprise this year. As long as he stays healthy, I think the kid's going to be a superstar. I felt like every time he had the ball last year, he was one tackle away from just catching air. I love this text. I agree with this text. I've had most Jaguars fans disagree with my opinion that I think this is going to be a better rushing attack than it was a year ago. And I absolutely know it's going to be a better screen game than it was a year ago. I think Tootin's got a real opportunity here. 90-52, but don't forget about William Andrews for the Falcons. Thunder Thighs, yeah. Big dude, no doubt. That was a great era. What was it? Terry Metcalf and Jim Otto in St. Louis. The former Hurricane. The Snake. Not Ken Stabler, but Chuck Foreman. Right? O.J. Simpson. Mercury Morris. Larry Zonka. 3rd and 1. The ball goes to Zonka. First down. Jim Kick. The Raiders had Pete Banaszak. The Raiders had, who was there before Marcus? Who was a great running back for the Oakland Raiders, for crying out loud? It's on the tip of my tongue. Not Banaszak. How come I can't think of the Raiders running back from 1960? I mean, the 1970s. I can think of Dave Casper. I can think of their wide receivers. But I can't think of their running back. Man, that's not good. 93-18, Ballou, could you spare a media pass for Monday night's game? All jokes aside, I hope they don't price out all the loyal 400 Upper Deck section fans. Again, I don't know what to tell you there. I hope they don't either. I am pretty passionate about the fact that I absolutely believe that those who have been longtime season ticket holders need to be taken care of. Okay? And I don't know if they will, or I don't know what's going on. I'm not involved in all that. But I have a feeling that with the 6 games, that is going to be a primary conversation piece. And frankly, it's not one that I'm looking forward to. All right? I am more interactive with our listeners than about anyone, okay? I love to hear from you. But I don't want to get to a Wednesday and a Thursday night. And, Friday I'm going to be doing the show with O'Halloran and Hayes Carline from 4 to 7 during football season. But I don't want to be, it's game time. And I get questions about, well, I wasn't able to get a ticket here. And I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that's the situation that you're in. And think about what it's going to be like next year, for crying out loud. All of those trips to Orlando. Night moves with Ballou. There you go. She had big points of her own. Right? Is that what Bob says? A little too tall, could have used a few pounds. That is my story. 35-25, for the record, would not trade him too expensive, wouldn't want to give up the picks. Yeah, neither would I, if it's going to cost you a ton. At this particular point, I think Tampa Bay's got to be saying, if you don't want to be here, you might as well get rid of them. What can you get? They're going to have to eat some dead money, kind of like what we just talked about with Greg Newsome, a guy they made a trade for. So there's going to be some of that is going to apply no matter what team he does end up going to. Such a good football player, but You look at his rankings too, and, pressures from inside. He's one of just 3 or 4 interior defensive linemen who continues to lead in that capacity. This guy eats up blockers. I mean, he's big enough to eat up a couple of gaps. This is the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. And think about that. Jacksonville was number 1 with rushing offense, even though they had a record of 13-4, even though they had a record winning 9 of their final 10, including 8 in a row. And the reason why that is so impressive is, they had, actually, scratch that thought. I was thinking the exact opposite, talking about running a team, running the ball with the lead. As we said earlier in the show, Jacksonville was 3rd when it came to rushes with the lead. The only 2 that were ahead of them played in the Super Bowl, Seattle and New England. I was going to say defensively, they were number 1 against the rush, and that would be perhaps more, I don't want to say relevant, but it would come to play if they were a 500 team or a game above 500 or a game below 500. Teams were trailing. They were forced to pass. So if you look at rushes against, Jacksonville's number was down a little bit. But still, their average per in yardage per game was number 1. 0085. Holy S-bomb. We're paying Gabe Davis that much. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What a horrible pick. I know he's from Amelia Island and all of that. And he's actually he's a nice guy, but that was about as bad as Dante Moncrief. That was about as bad as last year with Brown. Mark Van Egan, for crying out loud. How did I forget about Mark Van Egan? Wow. He was the man for the Oakland Raiders. No question about it. Very talented back. Cliff Branch, Freddie Bolitnikoff, Dave Casper, Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Jim Plunkett. Patriots said, see ya to Jim Plunkett. And went with Steve Grogan. Steve Grogan wore a neck roll as a quarterback, okay? I think out of Kent State. I want to say at the time, wasn't Jim Plunkett like the only Heisman Trophy winner who won a Super Bowl as a quarterback? I think he was. Now, I'm sure it's happened since. But if you look at some of those early QBs, I don't think any, the Bart Starrs, the Lynn Dawsons, the Bob Greaseys, the Earl Morrells, Johnny Unitas at Louisville, I don't think any of those quarterbacks won a Heisman Trophy. But I want to say Plunkett was the first, right? Number 1 pick out of Stanford. He did win a Heisman, right? I should know that as a longtime Heisman voter.
Oh, yeah. No, he won a Heisman. It's just I'm trying to figure out if because Staubach won a Heisman too and a Super Bowl. So
okay.
I'm trying to figure out like the timeline. Maybe he was the first, and then it's happened since then.
There you go. Now it's had to have happened, right? In the well, Peyton didn't get it. They gave it to Charles Woods, and Peyton couldn't beat freaking Florida. I went to that one game in '96. This is it. This is our year. Unbelievable, man. Before I sat down, it was 28-0 Florida. Tennessee did come back, and they gave him a trophy for participation. It was a 35-28 win when it was all said and done. How about those Purdue quarterbacks? Purdue's had the most QBs who've won a Super Bowl, I believe. It's Breeze. It's, oh, gosh. Early in the career, who am I thinking of here with Purdue? Or maybe they've had the most Heisman Trophy winners, Purdue. And then again, Miami's had a couple of quarterbacks.
Bob Greasy and Lynn Dawson, man, Lynn Dawson.
So they won 3 Super Bowls. Yep. There you go. There are the 3. I want to say that is the school. What a bar bet that is. There's not a person in Duval who would say Purdue is the university that has produced the most Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, right? Is anyone close to that? Michigan, has anyone won it besides Brady? I don't think so. Anyway, just something to think about. There's not a lot of them. There haven't been a lot of, and again, we know, I need to take a break, but this is what I love about the NFL, is that they keep drilling it into our heads every year that there's always a worst to first. Since the 8 divisions were formed in 2002, every single year, it's an average of over 1. There's been some years where, 2 teams have done. I think there's been only 1 year where no one did it. But a team went last to first, worst to first. Well, the same NFL that brags about parity and why that is different from any other league also only has 20 Super Bowl winning teams out of the 32.
All right, everybody up. Come on, hands in.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Let's go out and kick some butt.
Here we go. On 3.
92.5 FM.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Joe C. here. Want to win pizza from Tony D's, wings from Mr. Chubby's, or tacos from Taco Lou? How about chocolate from Peterbrook? All you have to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicle do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership costs. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, no question. All the talk is here we are. We move closer to training camp, gets underway tomorrow morning. And no pads tomorrow, but who cares? It is here, and that'll be the case Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay? That'll close out the week. I know people are going to say, Sunday begins the week. We're not going to get into that argument, okay? It's this week. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, off day Saturday, close out the week on Sunday. And then we'll get back after it the following Monday. So it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Again, it's a really healthy football team, and this is a good football team. This is one that should be able to go places this year. They're still really behind. It's quite sizable. It's moved even farther away from Houston when it comes to winning the AFC South. The bookmakers here, I don't know if they're trying to tease it or what it is that they're doing, but maybe they've gotten caught up in what so many people have said about how the Jaguars didn't do enough in free agency and they reached in the NFL draft, because the latest odds to win the AFC South, Houston plus 110. That's basically even money. Okay? You lay down $100, you're getting back juice. You're getting 110. Jacksonville, you lay $100, $245. You're getting back $245. Of course, you're getting back your 100 as well. Houston, you get back $210. Jacksonville, you get back $345 because you get your 100 back. Plus 380 for Indy, so that'd be $480. Plus 800 for Tennessee, that'd be plus $900. Tomorrow as well, Albert Regis going to talk with a rookie defensive lineman out of Texas A&M. That is my first scheduled interview. That'll be tomorrow night. Let me see. Let me give you the rest of the week as well, just in case you care. Let me find the text. I have Anton Harrison Thursday, and then B.J. Green Friday. I have Parker Washington on Sunday, so I'll run that, I believe, with Brenton Strange on Monday night. Got those two to get after. Staubach. Okay. Alabama won it 3 times, along with Purdue. Joe Namath, Ken Stabler, and Bart Starr. A couple of listeners. The 1899 brought that to our attention as well. Always got to credit those who give us stuff. Sometimes I ask. Oftentimes I ask. 9688 Daryl and Monica to Warren Wells for the bomb. Great combination in the 60s for the Raiders. Don't forget about Marv Hubbard at fullback. I don't remember Marv Hubbard. Not going to lie to you. Just don't remember him. You know, the Joe Namath situation has always been especially interesting to me because, in my opinion, and this only comes from reading, and I've read so much over the years, as well as, whatever has become available as far as video highlights and what have you. But to me, Joe Namath is the most overrated NFL player that we have ever seen. And he's so recognized for 3 reasons. Number 1, he played for the Bears. Number 2, he sat poolside in a beautiful mink coat as a 9-point dog with Brent Musburger in attendance with other reporters and said, we're going to win. I guarantee it. In New York City. You know, if he had said that if he was playing for St. Louis, if he was playing for Baltimore, I don't know if that would have registered. I mean, he's got a losing record as a starting quarterback. He had 173 touchdowns in his career, 220 interceptions. He has a completion percentage mark, lifetime, 50.1. Okay? But it was a different era. And he got the living tar beaten out of him. That's the difference. His wide receivers were checked at the line. They were stiff-armed. They were thrown to the ground. I mean, so you can look at the stats and say, yeah, okay, but, and I agree with that. It was a running era, and Namath really put his name on the deep ball. He threw a beautiful ball. He really did. The statistics in his one-loss record say that he should be absolutely nowhere near Canton, Ohio. Shouldn't even be in the same state. But because of the way the game was played back then, and let's not confuse it. Man, he issued that guarantee. And to me, that's the only guarantee. I know Messier got credit in 94. Come on. Guarantees are useless. Every year we hear about some knucklehead. I guarantee that we're going to win this game. It's foolish. In my opinion, there's one and only one guarantee. And that happened with Joe Namath, who some of you younger people, you'll probably only remember him for trying to kiss Susie Colbert.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a long list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation or online closetsbydesign.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Honda always has cool stuff, Greg. But talk about the side-by-side of what Pioneer has.
I tell you, the all-new Pioneer, which is their flagship model, all redesigned this year, comes with a cab for heat and AC, so if you want to stay a little cool on those hot summer days when you're out riding, this is the ticket.
And you can have the stereo, full sound.
You name it, we got it. Wheels, tires, stereos, lights, heat and AC, we're your people.
Go check it out in the showroom. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. Fired up?
I don't know if it's the night before Christmas, but we're in the conversation, right? I mean, it's been 6.5 months since Buffalo came in here and absolutely gutted the city in that playoff loss on Sunday, January 11th. But now here we are 6.5 months later. It's a clean slate. Training camp tomorrow. Fan cam down there doing the chili tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that.
Some chili early will be good.
Should be a local Jacksonville holiday every year the Jaguars begin training camp.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was 6.5 months to me. It seems honestly like it was about 3 months.
I remember coming in because I did an instant reaction with Frangie, like literally 5 minutes after it happened. You know, we're all kind of in a haze, right? Because I don't think anybody in this city didn't expect Jacksonville to drive down to give Cam Little a shot to tie that game. But then when you get picked off on the first play of that drive and the season ends, I remember coming in here for the 5th quarter. That was a somber mood. But again, that's been 6.5 months ago now, and there's a lot of excitement about what's to come here in 2026.
All right, so a lot has changed as far as, you know, I don't want to say the lack of teaching, but everything's been implemented. There are certain things that you can just line up and do, and now you can add, where that's what's great about bringing the coaches back the way that they have and being able to retain them. So with that said, I mean, what are you looking for in this training camp that is different from training camp of a year ago?
I think I want to continue to see the passing game. I am very optimistic about this passing game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell. But my goodness, when you're throwing out BTJ, Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and you could sprinkle in Travis Hunter to that equation, Brenton Strange as well, I think this might be one of the better Jaguar passing attacks in a long time. We saw it during OTAs. We saw it during minicamp. I can't wait for about a week and a half till the pads come on, and we can see what that looks like at that point. And then I want to look at the D-line. I think the D-line and the linebacker unit are a question mark. Who's replacing Devin Lloyd? And do they have enough, particularly in the interior of that defensive line, to compete with the better teams in the league?
Yeah, the interior. I still think they need a third edge. I'm going to talk with BJ Green Friday. Looking forward to that. I'm going to talk with Albert Regis tomorrow, who could be a part of that rotation in the defensive line. We shall see. All right, what do you got tonight?
Yeah, the coaches are going to come on tonight. Mark Duffner, Gerald Ingram are both going to join me to give their pre-training camp thoughts heading into tomorrow. And then I'm going to do a real quick 53-man Jaguar pre-training camp roster. And I say real quick, Rick, because I did it 10 minutes ago. I did 49 of the 53 without a lot of thought. Now, once you get to the final 4 spots, then it's where the thinking begins. But I'm going to give my thoughts. I hope people give theirs on the text line as well.
Yeah, there's going to be guys, I think, cut this year who've been around for a while. It's like last year when they just Chad Muma and Daniel Thomas were not good enough to make the team. I can see that with Christian Braswell. I can see that with Yasir Abdullah.
That's funny you say that. I'm along the similar line of thinking.
Yeah, I can see that possibly with Chuma Edoga. I mean, there's guys that have been here that there's just not a spot for them.
Braswell Muhammad is a battle for that fifth corner spot.
Yeah, have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Appreciate it as always. Thank you to Ryan O'Halloran for joining us. And hey, it is here. Tomorrow, I'll be tweeting. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I do give constant updates from camp. Plus, video when allowed. They do shut off video access about midway through, or certainly once they get to team activity. That's Ballou 1010XL on Twitter. Thank you to Jared Justice. My name is Rick Ballou. Tomorrow morning, Miller Electric Center, Jaguars training camp underway. Our radio station will be out there live mornings and up until noon, and then we'll continue, including yours truly. I'll be with you at 6 o'clock.